Welcome to Nomad Media, Automotive Tales, where we tell vehicle stories, a little bit of history, and some unique and personal experiences. Let's get right into it. Welcome back. Today we have Wayne Gibson with his 1972 Chevy Chevelle. And I think I got it right that time. As me, I trip up sometimes. But man, this thing is so cool. Like I was just mentioning to you, and you were telling me about it, and I'm gonna let you get into it here in just a second. But it's like, honestly, like my early 20s through about my mid 20s, this was the car. This was the car I wanted. Like now, obviously now I've went a little bit different direction, but I've also got some cars that are very near and dear to me. So, but I still love it. I love seeing them out at shows. If I had one, boy, I don't know what I'd be doing with it. But how about I'll let you get on to telling me about your car here, man.
It's a 72 Chevelle. It's not a super sport, it's a Malibu Chevelle. And I bought it out of a building and it had been sitting there 10, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it and started working on it and restoring it. And it's been my dream car since I was 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And
Tell us about that. Like what makes this your dream car?
Well, I had an uncle that had a Super Sport 70 model years ago. And he used to give me a ride to the store. And man, I thought that was the best car in the whole world. And I dreamed of owning that car, which I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But through the years, I've looked at them, and I've had a couple of them, but they wasn't as good a shape as this one. And I bought this one out of a barn. I said, well, they don't make them no more.
All right.
Let's buy one and start restoring it. And this is what I've come to so far.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your uncle's here. Now, was it green? Did it have any inspiration on this build?
No, it was a midnight blue with white stripes. It's 396 cal induction, and it was just unreal fast.
Yeah, I mean, for back in the day, 392, man, I bet you that thing would get down. It would scatter around, right?
That's right. This one, I've added the Corvette wheels to it. It didn't have them on there. I've had it painted, had the vinyl top put on it, because I like the old school look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old, and the vinyl was on it, so I put it back on it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would say, even as a young guy, that they like that vinyl top.
Exactly, and most people don't put them back on now, but I thought it looked pretty cool with it.
I think I've mentioned to you before at a car show, maybe the one I met you at Point Mallard, right?
Yes.
I think I did meet you at Point. I think I might have mentioned it to you there. It's like, yeah, I personally probably wouldn't have put it on, but
most people don't.
You know, but I do know a handful of people that do my age, so I'm not going to say it's an old thing, man.
Exactly.
That's just a personal preference, you know.
But yeah, I put it on there. It's not the super sport that I ever wanted, but it's got air on it, power brakes, automatic. It runs great, drives down the road good, and I love to show it off.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go anywhere without people asking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Chevelle is one of those eye poppers, man. It's kind of an icon in my opinion,
yes.
You know. When it came to your uncle and everything, like, you know, yeah, it was a cool car. Like,
yes.
What did he take you out for ice cream or something?
Yeah,
you know,
he would.
What was
my grandfather run a store, and we'd always leave the house and go down to the store and get a Coke or something. And let's go in the Chevelle. I really liked that Chevelle. Yes, and it got. But I dreamed about Chevelles all my life. That's been my absolute favorite car. You can ask my wife. That's all. I can get a Chevelle book and spend hours in it like a comic book, and just looking at pictures and reading about them. And I love the Chevelle. It's on its own.
So, tell us a little bit more.
Okay.
About your restoration, because I know you went through a lot to get this car.
Yes.
Like, tell us about that whole process. What you had to go.
Well, one of my neighbors, a few miles down the road here, had it. He bought it out of Gatlinburg as a car to bring home to restore. He started on it, then quit, and it sat in his building 10, 12 years, and I ended up buying it, and it had a quarter almost finished on it. And when I got it, I said, we got to do something with it. So I carried it to the paint shop to have it finished. We ended up having to put another quarter on it and a rocker panel. And started working on it, sanded, worked on it, painted back pretty much the same color it was, because I like originality on it.
So when you say that you had 1/4 almost done, so he did 1/4.
He started a quarter but never did finish it.
What about the rest of the car there?
The rest of the car, we had to cut it out and fix it. When we got into it, I was too far in it that we had to cut out the other quarter and change it. And then one of the rocker panels had a lot. I said, well, we're here, let's finish it.
Oh, yeah.
I said, let's do it right because I'm too deep into it. And we started doing it and then got it all ready to paint and started sanding it down. I added a super sport hood to it. It did have just a regular flat hood.
Yeah.
We added the super sport hood to it, and we started priming and painting it and put the vinyl top on it and finished it up, and this is what it's turned out so far.
That cowl really makes it look
I
mean
like
too,
that.
man. That cowl is nice.
So I added the cowl hood to it, and I still have the original flat hood for it.
Yeah. I mean, well, you don't just throw away your
No,
stock
no,
parts,
you don't throw away parts like that.
Yeah, no, you got to keep them because you never know when you might need them again.
Exactly.
You get that one random rock throw, which I hope that never happens, but you get that one random rock throw, you might need it. But
yeah.
So y'all did all the work. Was it like, did you do it or did you pay somebody?
I helped somebody with it. I paid half and had the rest I worked on.
Okay.
And as far as mechanical wise, I've tuned it up. It's run so good that it wasn't no sense in even fooling with it. We shaved the Malibu emblems off, and that's basically like it is.
I mean, it looks really good, dude. If you wouldn't have told me it was a Malibu, which if I would have looked at it long enough, I probably could figure it out. But, you know, this is one of those things when you're not the direct person that's like, oh, I'm the Chevelle guy, you know. It's like, it might take me a minute, but, you know, I might catch on like, oh, wait, this is a Malibu or something.
Exactly.
But you know, the Malibu is so close. Like,
oh, yes.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, it's a Malibu Chevelle.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. It just had Malibu emblems on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, okay, well, see, I'm not 100% aware of everything, but it's like, I don't claim to be a genius.
Yes.
Most of the time. What did you go with the power plant, man?
Do what now?
What's the power plant?
It's actually a factory 307 car.
307.
307 V8.
Still running 307?
Yeah, when I bought it, it had 100,000 miles on it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and it runs great. It gets me from point A to point B.
Hey.
And it drives to all the car shows.
The thing about that too, like I'm actually kind of glad that you kept the 307. If you maybe watched one of our shorts, and if that person is watching, they're probably going to chuckle at this because I mentioned in a short that they did on Chevelle that they owned that was a 307. They bashed on it a little bit for being a 307. You know, I'm like, I know you drive this car, and that's one of those things I'm like, when it comes to most people, they're not going to know the difference. They're going to be like, it's a cool old car.
Yes.
Most people are like, it's a cool old car, whether you have a big block, small block. And I have to always say that when it comes to my Charger too, because I'm kind of like, does it matter? Like when they ask what motor's on the I'm like, does it matter? Do you know the difference? You know, and most of the time it's no.
Exactly. But yeah, it's the air didn't work on it. I fixed all of it, and it had manual brakes on it. I've added the brake booster and all power brakes and everything on it.
Okay.
So because it stops a whole lot better that way.
Did you go discs?
I didn't go disc.
So you still 4 drums?
Power drum brakes now.
Wow, okay.
And it stops great.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think I might have mentioned to you, it's like that was the first thing I did on mine. I changed the brakes out, which really good.
I've tried to keep it as original as possible, and I did add the power brakes to it. It didn't come factory with it, but it's factory set up for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it either, man. Like, in my opinion, I'm like, make it where you can drive it.
Exactly.
So how often do you drive this car? Because I know you mentioned it, and
I at least go to a car show once a month. Right now, when the wintertime, it'll slow down.
Oh, yeah.
But I tried I've got other cars, and I try to divide it up amongst the other ones. I'll carry one here, one there.
Okay, so it's not like I'll take it out, drive it to the store.
No, I have done that. And every now and then I tell my wife, I said, let's get out and go riding a while.
Date
And
nights.
we'll drive the Chevelle because the air works on it now. And we like to just get out and cruise. And when we do, everywhere we go, hey, that's a cool car, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty. I like that feeling.
Yeah, and I mean, it gives you that, like, it's an old school ride too. I mean, it doesn't sound like you've done much in terms of modernization to me. So I'm like, you also get like that old school feel when you're riding, which
Exactly.
I don't know how you feel about that.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I really do too. So
Yeah, I'm planning on taking it maybe this weekend to Ardmore, Tennessee. They got a big cruise in up there. It's a car show, give out prizes and everything. I haven't had it there yet. And I've talked about going to cruising the coast.
yeah,
And my wife, she said she would like to do the Gatlinburg thing.
okay.
The Gatlinburg, it's a rod run up there, which they've just had it, so it'll be probably next year before I get to do it. But it's pretty cool. That's actually where the car come from.
Well, you know you're gonna have to do it now
I
because
know,
I mean,
no doubt.
there's gonna be hundreds of millions of people, because I'm very optimistic,
Yeah, exactly.
watching this video here, and they're gonna be like, I never saw him there.
Exactly. And yeah, I've been wanting to do that. I haven't been up there in a while. And 2 years ago, I went to the Emerald Coast Cruise in Panama City, and that's one thing I want to do with it. Cruise down to Panama City, show the car for the weekend, drive it back home like it was 1972.
Yeah.
Drive it with the window down, with the arm sticking out of the window.
Heck yeah.
That's what I would really like to do.
And it's like, and it's gonna be one of those things in my mind, if it was me, it's like, I'm gonna be the coolest dude on the road, dude.
Exactly.
Like, I'm gonna feel like the coolest thing since fried ice cream.
People pass me, they'll be looking at me while they're going by.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's my goal for it.
So you've got you a list of shows that you're wanting to
Exactly.
do then. Well, you need to hit me up for some of them. Make sure I'm not going to them as well, because it's like, maybe we can get a cruise together.
Yeah, now, I'm planning on coming up. Talladega's got a big cruise in down there in a swap meet, I believe.
Yeah, down October 27, 28.
Yes, I'm planning on going to it if all else fails.
Oh yeah.
Taking this down there, and I don't know if I get to drive it on the track,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd like to go down there and show it.
You need to try, dude. It's a lot of fun.
I bet
It's a lot of fun, dude.
They say you can do it, but I don't know if I'm a slowpoke driver.
Well, yeah, maybe not so much if you're going to go slow. Like, you know, you have to go at least 70 or 80 or 90 or 100 or 120.
That's just too fast for me, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Well, man, how about we get into hearing this thing run?
Sure, I can let you crank it up. No, we'll crank it up and hear it, fire it up and run.
All right, well, let's do it. There you have it, folks. Wayne Gibson is 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle. And I really about slaughtered it a third time. Like, you know, but man, this is a beautiful car. I'm really glad your uncle was like driving you around and everything when he was, while you were growing up. Like, who knows where this car would have been if he didn't do that, since it was rotting away, right?
Yes.
Like, you know, that would have been, you know, just bad. Like, it would have been bad. Like, I'm glad the car survived. I'm glad you're getting a lot of use out of it. I'm glad you got a lot of plans for it, and you're gonna drive it to all these shows, right?
Hopefully.
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 Hopefully. That doesn't sound too. If it's not running and driving, you call me back. I'll make sure you make it to and running and
Yes.
driving. But I'm glad you got all these plans too. I'm gonna hold you to the Gatlinburg one next year.
Great, super.
I'm gonna try to go to it too, and I can't wait to see you at October at Talladega. I'm gonna be there too. If you're interested, be sure you show up. We'll be at Talladega the 27th and 28th. Come check this Chevelle out. Come check my stuff out. You know, say hey if you're out there watching and you don't actually know me. But dude, is there anything you would like to tell anyone that may be watching?
My dream was a Chevelle growing up. Ever since I rode with it, even before I rode with my uncles, I always dreamed Chevelles, putting model cars together and everything. If you have a dream, make it work, you know, because it'll always be a dream if you don't.
Yeah. Hey, dude, that's perfect. Yes, I agree. Go for your dreams.
Yes, and I'm older. It took me until I got older to do one, because back then raising kids, you can't afford it years ago. But now that I have one, I wouldn't take $1 million for it.
Oh man, that's wonderful. Well, man, thanks for having me out here. Thanks for talking to me about your car. Let me shake your hand and everything. You know, I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful car, dude.
Thank you.
But with that, let's get on out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I'll see you at the next car show, okay?
And there you have it, folks. Be sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.